Um, Hello and welcome to APABI Focus. This is Q1 of the new year, 2025. And we're pleased today to have Mr. Trung Hai, who is a faculty member at the Banking Academy of Vietnam, which is actually the newest member of APABI. So we're pleased not only to welcome him here, but to welcome the whole organization. Um, so today, the first thing I wanted to kind of talk about, and actually we're going to talk a little bit more about the BAV and its business model a little bit further on for reference by APABI members. But just kind of to start out with a general introduction to Vietnam, because we're kind of interested to learn about how the country is doing. And I understand since COVID, the economy, finances have been booming, I guess. But maybe you can tell us a little bit more.
Okay, so banking sector is one of the banking sector plays a very important role in Vietnam because we are essentially a bank-based financial system. Yeah. After the COVID-19 pandemic, we have a increasing trend of digital transformations. So nowadays, basically the commitment of the government that they want to develop digital economies. So this is the requirement from the central banks that all of the financial institutions and the banks need to quickly adapt with the digital transformations. So there are requirement of the banks that they need to support with the financial inclusions. So the first trend is about digital transformations. The second trend is about the roles of the bank in supporting sustainable development of the economies. You know that Vietnam is one of the countries that have very strong commitment to the net zero transition in 2015. So we expect that till 2050, we would have zero net carbon transmission to the environment. So the second trend in the banking sector in Vietnam nowadays is that they are growing, using more and more support, have more and more support to the firms regarding to the green economies. So they have more and more loan package to the companies that supporting green development of the economies. The third trend in the banking sector in Vietnam is that we are trying to have increase in the risk management implementation. So currently the regulation in Vietnam is, I would say that following with the Basel II, the second version of the Basel regulation. But now we are, so this is the official regulation. But the Central Bank Vietnam and also all of the commercial bank now are trying to follow up with the Basel III requirements. So they are strengthened their risk management in the global standard. Okay. So those are the three main trends in the banking sector in Vietnam in the last couple of years.
So maybe then turning inward a little bit, can you tell us what's the BAV model? Because I understand you're a little bit different from most APABI members. You have a whole university college. You train students as well as more specialized education. So maybe yeah, what is your model?
So as I mentioned, when we were at India, so we actually are a university. We actually a state-owned university. Okay, so we a little bit different from you guys because we not only provide certificate for the industry, not only provide training to the industries, to the bankers, to the commercial banks, to financial institutions, but we mainly focus on providing undergraduate and postgraduate programs to the students. But we also have a training school which specialize in provide training programs to the commercial banks and also to some of the financial institutions that want to learn about finance and banking. Our training program is not only provide certificate regarding to the finance and bank related modules, but we also have a lot of training in other areas as well, because we not only finance and banking university, but we also have undergrad and postgraduate in accounting, in laws, in business administration, so things like that. So that's why we are a little bit different from you guys, but we share the same purpose. So inside our university, we have a training school, as I mentioned before. So we also design the specialized course on the requirement of the commercial bank. So normally, they give us some requirement, customized program for their employees. So we will design the course and give the course, specialized course, customized course by the requirement of the central bank, by the requirement of the commercial banks. So that is the additional activity instead of the certificate we provide for the learners who join the training school. And as I mentioned before, because we are a state-owned university and we work under the supervision of State Bank of Vietnam. So that's why we have very close relationship with the State Bank of Vietnam. So actually, when we get promotion, when we get to, let's say, expand, we need to get permission from the State Bank of Vietnam. Okay, any top position in our university need to be approved by the State Bank of Vietnam before we get any promoted. And because we also we work under the relationship with under the Central Bank of Vietnam, we also have very close collaboration with all of the commercial banks. So we sign MOU with almost all of the commercial bank in Vietnam. So the commercial bank, they normally provide scholarship for our students. They also offers us to provide trainings program, as I mentioned before, customized training program for the employees. We also provide some research activities, work together with the commercial bank in doing some research. Okay, so I think that's why and how we different from APABI members.
Okay, so that's very good to hear. Both your university education part and the training part, as well as your connections with the BAV. And I hope with all of this work that you're doing, we can cooperate with different APABI members in the future. So very nice to have you today and learning a little bit more about your country.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope to see you later on. Yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.